Good morning. In the past weeks, I've been organizing a fundraiser for the very first time in my life. Never been good at asking for funds of any sort ever. Not even from my parents. I've always earned my keep the old-fashioned way, by working. I have done so since the age of 14 as it appears on my SSA report. Even when hunched over with a killer back pain for many months, I never missed a day of work because my two kids and their mom really depended on me. Some consider me to be the end product of my hard-working parents' commitment to raising me in New York City. However, I have been obstructed from safely returning home to the USA. This is not an immigration issue. I wish it were. It's a million times far worse. The likes would make any onlooker's head spin like Linda Blair. My civil freedoms have deliberately and undeniably been trampled over, making it extremely challenging for me to upkeep the quality of life I had always maintained. But how can I continue, when for the past 7 years I've incurred huge legal bills defending myself, my kids and our family against the malicious actions taken by a few people who thought it was a good idea to violate my children's human rights as a way to draw me out and defend them, just so the wicked can legally ambush me, thereby exploiting my kids just to get to me. Once in the open, to strike me down and inflict pain related to parental alienation, not caring that this cruelty is scarring my children for life because the culprits have simulated the sad painful death of a loving father. Then, these individuals work very hard to conceal such violence. They construct an elaborate facade of smoke and mirrors to distract from their premeditated treachery. And you might ask, how? This is how. The caretakers of my two innocent children have allied with two civil servants with a proven history of deviancy. These cronies actually spend their time, money and combine it with public resources of the Ecuadorian state to subsidize a vendetta to illegally get a law-abiding U.S. citizen, me, thrown in prison under the false pretenses of domestic violence. Ignoring that I was a 1990s activist in the USA and am totally against all forms of domestic violence. Down to my DNA. So, why the witch hunt against my persona? Simple. I said no to the toxicity of an unfaithful spouse, trying to blackmail me with the threat to guarantee me a place to rot in an Ecuadorian prison or mental ward if I resisted to put up a brave face for the sake of appearances. While I was being subdued and controlled, the wheels of injustice began churning behind my back. Yet, there was a cynical belief that I'd continue to petition the renewal of an expiring visa, so I did the right thing. Seeing such disturbing events unfold, I could no longer truthfully petition a visa that could ultimately endanger Americans resulting from any character flaw, per CFR Section 337.1. Ever since. Once, twice, 3 times they keep attacking without any real logical basis. Fixated and swinging blows of fabricated evidence at every turn in order to assassinate my good name, reputation and ruin my life. This translates to a huge financial burden. Instead of my kids fully enjoying the fruits of my labor, money has been wasted in years of footing expensive legal bills. Thanks to all this chaos, I ultimately lost an amazing job at a billion-dollar multinational corporation. It is worth noting that paving the way for this legal fiasco is an ex-judge twice fired for breaking the law against children. Is this corruption? Yet today the twice-fired ex-judge still benefits financially, engaging in the same social terrorism. For hire. The main beneficiary of this collusion is said Ecuadorian schoolteacher fixated on the gratification of his adulterous scheme to secure a mistress via the sinister plot of disguising his accomplice to play the role of a domestic violence imposter. What do you call the perpetrator who plans, analyzes, systematizes every moment to make a father of other people's children disappear? Why resort to this wicked plot? When the DVI was married to me, life was stable, respectable and loving in a peaceful home. Hundreds of pictures taken through the years echo the same message, seen as evidence that won my 2017 divorce. Regardless, to these two adulterers with the motive to justify their deviant behaviors, degrading, dismantling and destroying my children's lives was seen as the greatest opportunity for this destructive duo to start fabricating false evidence of domestic violence. It didn't matter to them that their lechery came at the expense of harming innocent children in 2 homes. The other affected family is the actual beaten wife of this public servant. She filed charges against him. However, she was reportedly threatened to stand down or face the consequences. It sounds very similar to the threats I received. So, the race to cancel my past to replace my good reputation had officially begun. It all sounds like a horror movie. Corruption is too big a beast to keep fighting alone. We need your help. It has become necessary to raise funds for a legal team to handle the full scale of this legal war. Without funds, My current lawyer will drop the case. Yet he is the only one who has been able to untangle the web of fallacies, lies and corruption against us. He is ready to go to trial to reveal the malicious intent behind these wild false accusations. If the team of evildoers succeed in illegally imprisoning me, it would validate the brainwashing campaign used to turn my children against me. I have since moved on, remarried and formed a new home full of love, harmony and happiness. But, now that I have a 3-year-old daughter, the exact same perpetrators are stopping at nothing. They have desperately gone as far as illegally pressing a judge to incarcerate my current spouse, after they learned we have a child at an age she is still dependent on her mother for nourishment and affection. If there is anything you can do for us, please help by sharing our story with many others. If you can contribute even just $1 single, we'll be eternally grateful for your generosity. Please help us save our family. Remember, all donations are tax deductible. You can receive updates if you so choose, including learning about how I was warned they were meddling with the SARS virus and what I did about it. It's true. Here is one of the 3 Chinese who warned me about what China was doing with the SARS virus more than a decade earlier. Now that you know how I was obstructed, in essence it has kept me from warning more people of the impending doom. I hope you could understand how terrible I feel. This proves how circular life really is. Martin Luther King said it best.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Please help us save our family. Last but not least, here I leave a message to my 2 beloved children, Sophie and David, both of whom I love and miss so much. I hope this video and all the others find their way to you. Get a peep of the truth that I never abandoned you. Just the opposite. I could never leave your side because I'm incapable of betraying the fatherly love I have for the 2 of you. I know some may take this expression of love, twist it and claim it's violence, as they've already done with all the letters through the years in which I've asked that your rights and the judge's orders be respected so you can spend time with your father and all the good things I represent. My beloved children, my love for you 2 will never be silenced, no matter what, because winners never quit, and quitters never win. I am definitely not a quitter. I have fought. I am fighting now and will continue to fight for your right to pursue happiness as I have done for countless others 3 decades ago, driving around in my big blue car then.